Jason Salas, Andy Wheeler in the Zoom room, Joe Sir, myself, Victorious. It's the link, and we are back.
And speaking of the Zoom room, we are going to check in with Dan Stone, Chief of the Guam Fire Department. Good morning, Chief.
Good morning, Sabrina. How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much for asking.
How excited are you? We're in the vaccination phase of this pandemic. How many, I guess, firefighters have been vaccinated?
Oh yeah, so very exciting times. I mean, this is the first day, or yesterday was the first day to the road to recovery. Hopefully, I stay very optimistic when I say that because this vaccine is going to be one of those additional tools that we already have in play. That since the governor put the protocols and the and PCOR 1 restrictions in. And so I'm very happy to say that as of yesterday, we had 94 of our firefighters who were willing to receive the vaccination.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so that's the result of the poll you took amongst.
Well, actually, we have a total of 160 who as of yesterday, were willing to accept the vaccination. 94 of those were tested yesterday. I mean, I'm sorry, were given the vaccination yesterday. But with the balance of them receiving the vaccination over the next, today and Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Will you be taking the vaccination?
So absolutely. Once I get scheduled for it, I'll be one to get in line to be able to take the vaccination. Sure.
Mm-hmm. So if you could just...
Chief, did you get a sense from polling your people there, those that did object, do you have any idea why? I'm just curious the concerns that people may have.
Oh, thanks for the question, Andy. Good to see you. Hope everything's going well for you. So for the most part, I think they're adopting like everybody else, a wait and see attitude. I think sure there's probably some concern with regards to what the side effects are, but by and large, the large consensus of the firefighters was that they were ready to receive this vaccine. So specific information was as to what why some of them are hesitant wasn't asked because it is voluntary. So, but we respect everybody's decision. Sure.
Mm-hmm. The 94 that did get vaccinated, are they, I guess, station assigned to the stations, or are they like dispatch?
Right. So the majority of the 94 that were tested yesterday are from the fire stations and the different bureaus. But 9 of those as well were actually our 911 dispatchers as well. Because as you recall, in the past, we've had instances where we've had close contacts in the 911 center, given the very close spaces that they have. And so the ask was to include them in that vaccination, and public health has been very good about acknowledging their importance to the emergency response, because they are the first link of our emergency response.
Mm-hmm. And just to talk about the positive cases, because I think there were a few that came out in some of the press releases as of late. What's the total number of firefighters that have tested positive?
So I want to say it's about 12 or 13 of our firefighters since the onset have tested positive. We do have 3 of our firefighters that are currently on home isolation, having tested positive, and then we have 1 that's on home quarantine due to a close contact and pending the outcome of testing. Okay. So again, everything we do is out of an abundance of caution. Obviously, with the positives, there is an absolute need for them to be home isolated. And with as far as the close contact, that's absolutely out of an abundance of caution, just to make sure that they do come back negative.
Mm-hmm. And none of the firefighters have been hospitalized, right?
That's correct. So none of our firefighters have been hospitalized.
Okay. And so I remember early on during the pandemic, GFD stood up. I want to say transport units, I think in Estumbo and Jotnya.
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct.
And,
spot on.
Okay. Is there another one that opened recently?
So yes, so we've recently stood up a third transport unit, and that is actually located down at the PD fire station. Um, we recognized as we were going through, and as you recall, a couple of weeks ago when we started to have those very huge spikes, the two transport units were absolutely getting tasked out very heavily. And so, in discussion with the chief officers and my infection control officer, we thought it prudent on our part to be able to stand up that third unit, just to be able to take some of the pressure off of the the two units that were already stood up.
How's morale been over at GFD? This has really been a long response, and we're still going.
I agree with you. This has definitely been a very protracted event, but there is that light at the end of the tunnel. So we're, again, the men and women of the Guam Fire Department, they understand, they get this. This is the job they signed up for, and they take it very seriously. And so, as far as the morale is concerned, I would like to say that the majority of the morale is very high, very dedicated, and committed to win this fight against COVID. And we're going to continue to lean forward and do what we can to be able to service our community.
I guess,
Chief, I know I'm late to the party here. I'm just filling in for Chris while he's on vacation. So if this has been covered before, I apologize. We talked to Chief Ignacio about getting the officers certified to administer those tests. GFD, are you guys administering, or is there training underway?
No, so there hasn't been a need for us to receive the training because the testing is actually done by GMH or the treatment centers that we deliver potential patients to, not potential patients, patients to. And so there isn't really any cause for GFD specifically to administer any of those Abbott testings.
Okay.
all right, Chief, was there anything else you'd like to say about or provide an update over at Guam Fire?
Other than to say thank you very much. Thank you very much. The outpouring of support that we've been receiving over the months has been tremendous. And that is largely has everything to do with the men and women of the Guam Fire Department and their commitment and dedication. They understood very early the gravity of the situation and has stayed the course throughout. The great thing is when we do engage and we talk to our crews, especially the transport crews, because I had some concerns that maybe it's time to rotate them out, and they were absolutely adamant about saying, "Chief, no, I'm in this to the end. We got this." And so that speaks, that's the testament to the dedication of the Guam Fire Department, and I can't thank them enough. Other than that, go ahead.
Do you guys have a boot drive coming up anytime soon?
Not that I'm tracking, Andy, unless you know something I don't.
Let's get one rolling.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
No, so again, I'd just like to encourage, the vaccine is out there, and as the more arrive and more people are scheduled, I would like to encourage people to avail themselves of this vaccine. Again, it's just another tool in the toolbox to fight this virus. And of course, wish everybody a very happy and safe holiday. Please, wear your mask, social distance. Just because you got the shot doesn't mean that we're through this yet. So. Stay committed, and we're going to get through this together.
All right. Thanks a lot, Chief, and we certainly appreciate you and all the men and women over at Guam Fire. So,
thank
Merry
you
Christmas.
very much, Serena, Andy, Cation. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you all. Take care.
Okay. And that was Chief Dan Stone giving us an update on what's happening over at the Guam Fire Department. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll head back into the Zoom room with Dr. Margaret Hatori Jima.
Let's get married during the most wonderful